Hi, Dave here with the Dads, Harris and Dave. Well, today we are making rack of lamb, but in a different sort of way. This is really cool. We're doing it with a garlic, rosemary with parsley pesto with Parmesan cheese. I've already Frenched my racks over here. I'm going to just season them up a little bit while they sit and wait for me to make my pesto. A little bit of kosher salt on them. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of salt. And this is really good with the meat. I've already pulled back the meat from the bones. This is one thing you will want to do when you get it. It seems like the butcher never pulls it back enough. If you notice, I've pulled the meat totally off the bone here, and I just have the little bit of tenderloin here. I'm going to put these in the oven and roast them, but first, get them seasoned up. I'm going to make my pesto. Since I have 3 large racks, I'm going to increase my recipe. Now, there's no real science to this recipe. It's not like you have to measure precisely. And I think a lot of it is to your personal preference in the sense of how much garlic. Because you'll see here I've got about 2/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese because I have doubled it. But again, you can go heavier. Some people like it to be more of a cheesier crust to it. I have already chopped up some fresh rosemary. I have about 4 tablespoons of that here. And again, this is doubling my recipe. Normally I would only put about 2 tablespoons of this. But you'll find the recipes actually on the website. I've got 4 cloves of garlic. I do like a little more garlic. Then I'm going to put about a good cup of the parsley. This is just some flat leaf parsley. I'm just going to give it a quick little chop to get it into the food processor itself. And then we're just going to give it a good little whirling in there and make a nice little pesto out of it. You want to have, as I said, a good cup of this, because this is what's really going to be the base for the pesto itself that we're making. You do want to give it a little chop up so that when you do put it in the processor, it does incorporate really well. It will help. I've tried it before without giving it this chop, and I find it doesn't allow it to incorporate fully. Okay. That in there. Ready to give this a whirl. As we get this started, I'm going to add my olive oil through the top. And ultimately it's going to be about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil, but you're going to know because, again, we've not made a science of it, measuring accurately, and some people like a little bit more of the Parmesan cheese. So you're going to want to pull this out, scrape it down a little bit, and you'll see when it comes to the consistency you're looking for. Well, come on. There we go. What did we ever do before food processors? See how it's coming together really nicely. And I am going to put just a little bit of kosher salt into this. Now I do that more towards the end once I brought it together. And don't forget, we've already put some salt onto the meat itself. Always get that a little mixed up. I'm just going to drizzle just a touch more olive oil. Perfect. I think we're done. It's that easy. All right. Couldn't get much easier than that, could it? Obviously, be careful of your blade. They are very sharp. We'll have no accidents on my watch, thank you. And as I said, we've already prepared our racks. Here they are. And you see, it's easier when I just use my hands. I'm going to reach in. My hands have been washed, thank you. And I'm just going to put the pesto right onto here. All right. Just give me a moment. Grab a little bit more of that. Take a little bit of work with it. I can smell that rosemary and the garlic and my herbs coming together nicely. It does smell amazing. And I tell you what, this dish is so easy. I'm going to prepare this ahead like I am. I'm going to finish doing this. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it rest, and the meat will actually absorb some of this flavor itself. Then I'm going to put it into a 450-degree oven just for 10 minutes. I'm going to reduce my temperature down from 450 to 400. Finish it off for another 15 minutes, and I'm telling you what, every time we do it, it comes out perfect. That's for medium rare. If you want it medium, I really recommend medium rare with this. It's great, but if you want medium, an extra couple of minutes, and you're done. Pull it out, let it rest 10 minutes, slice it, and it makes an amazing presentation. I hope you try it out and enjoy it. From the dads, Harris and Dave.